For 7 drivers, it comes down to one more race to try and solidify themselves for a spot in the Championship 4 at Phoenix. And here today we are at Martinsville to decide how that will take place here in the Truck Series race, the Texas Roadhouse 200, a 200-lap race here tonight. Martinsville Speedway, it is the shortest track, at least in the Cup Series side of things. Obviously, for the Truck Series, one of the shortest tracks as well. Half-mile short track racing. It should be a lot of fun. We know Matt Crafton's road to the Championship 4, pretty plain and simple. He's already there. He won the first race of the round at Kansas, and we had an upset winner in yesterday's race, not yesterday's race, but we had an upset winner that also came down to it at the end of Talladega, where Spencer Boyd got the win. Non-playoff driver, of course, right there. So that is why we still have 7 drivers fighting it out here tonight. 3 spots remain, so we're going to see how this one is going to go. Shane Pinkney, R6R6, Cap 24. Welcome to the stream. I have a sister. I didn't know that. Yes, I do have a younger sister. But anyway, that is going to be it here for this one. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy. It should be a pretty fun race here today. Yes, we'll make that the goal. I should start setting goals for the lakes more often, I guess. We didn't start doing that till a couple nights ago when we ended up breaking the record for the most over the single stream. James Knighton, welcome to the stream. So, yep, goal, 20 likes here tonight. I know we can surpass it. It is a shorter race, but it is the second to last race of the season for the Truck Series. It is really coming down to the wire, to say the least. Matt Crafton qualified 10th for today's race. Your pole sitter is Johnny Sauter, and Brett Moffitt will be starting in second after qualifying. Practice, the race truck felt pretty good, at least on the short run. It's actually really tight, so we'll have to monitor that. It's really tight on entry, but really loose on exit, so we're definitely going to have to be careful, but it's a shorter race, so I'm not too worried about it. We'll take a look at the point standings coming into tonight's race. Again, Crafton already locked into the Championship 4. Currently, right now, in the second seat is the pole sitter, Johnny Sauter. Sauter's 30 points to the good coming into tonight's race. The third seed coming into tonight's race is Todd Gillan, believe it or not. Gillan is 18 points above the cutoff line, and 12 points above the cutoff line is Stuart Friesen. Friesen is the final driver in as of right now. Obviously, you can either point your way in or a win advances you, so that is what Friesen's going to be trying to fight for here today. Obviously, if he can't point his way in, he needs to point his way at least ahead of the 38 of Gilliland, just in case we get a winner below the cutoff line. First driver outside the cutoff line is Sheldon Creed. He is 12 points below. 13 points below the cutoff line is Grant Enfinger. Then Austin Hill is 29 points below the cutoff line. And the driver who starts second tonight, Brett Moffitt, is 44 points below the cutoff line coming into tonight's race. All right. Already have 8 likes. Yes, we had 8 likes for the start of the stream, so that's perfect. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in once again. We're going to get this race underway here today. Gander Outdoor Truck Series at Martinsville. Tanner Gray, Mike Harmon starting at the rear. John Hunter Nemechek looks to be well prepared for today's race. And again, on the front row, to start this field, we've got Johnny Sauter on the pole. Brett Moffitt will be starting in second. One of the better efforts of qualifying for Matt Crafton here in this one. Green flag in the air. Martinsville penultimate race is underway. 50 laps in stage 1, another 50 in stage 2, leaving for a 100-lap final stage in tonight's race. Crafton quickly to the inside. 3 wide into turn 3 underneath Jesse Little and Raphael Assard. Christian Eckes in line behind these guys. They still hold it 3 wide down the front stretch, and Johnny Sauter will lead lap 1. Crafton up to 9th. Jesse Little fades back. Good qualifying effort for Little. Qualified 9th. That's really solid. And Christian Eckes just slides underneath Matt Crafton. A little rub and run action as well. And Eckes heads the spot. Spencer Boyd has a good qualifying effort for tonight's race as well, coming off that win at Talladega, but he qualified in the top 6 here today as well. Currently in 7th place in the early going of tonight's race. And Johnny Sauter is quickly pulling away. Well, Grant Enfinger, it looks like, who is in 2nd place right now. We'll try to keep an eye out on the bubble battle coming into this race here tonight. Crafton just ran his fastest lap in the early going of the race, but now Ross Chastain moves underneath him and passes him, and Crafton now falls outside the top 10. Sheldon Creed coming from behind now. Crafton a little on the tight side there. He's able to block off Sheldon Creed down the front stretch. Oh, Ross Chastain puts the bumper to Lassard. 3 wide to both him and Christian Eckes. Goes Chastain on the inside. A lot of playoff drivers qualified outside the top 10. Sheldon Creed, Austin Hill. Crafton qualified in 10th. Now he's already outside the top 10. You want to include him in there as well. Yeah, I've always been a PlayStation person growing up. Had everything from like a PSP, PS2, PS3, PS4. I guess my dad had an original PlayStation. Long time ago. I think I can remember him playing like Mario Brothers or something on it before. When I was like really little. I don't know why I remember that. Craft into the inside of Eckes. Wow, maybe drove it in a little too hard. But he gets around him with a little bump and run. Now he's underneath Gustine as well, and Crafton's up to 8th place. Oh, and Eckes pays him back. And Crafton gonna bump him back now, but he can't pass him with it. Outbreaks him into 3 and 4, clears him that time. Sheldon Creed to the inside of Eckes as well. Eckes needs to get back down to the bottom. Darren Dill, welcome to the stream. Moffitt's starting to slowly go backwards. That's not what he needs. And boy, Johnny Sauter's got a massive lead right now. He's 30 points above the cutoff line, so he doesn't need a win to advance. He just really needs to have a solid top 10, top 15 day. And Johnny Sauter should advance into the championship 4. Lassard's still trying to work on Chastain. Chastain on the outside, but I think Ross Chastain's a little quicker than Brett Moffitt, and that's why he went to the outside, maybe looking there. Crafton looks to the inside, 3 wide into turn 3. Oh, and he ran into the back of Moffitt. That's how slow Moffitt is in front of these guys. Holding everybody up as they all bang into one another. Crafton to the inside of Chastain for position, but he can't hang on. Beating and banging early on here today at Martinsville. Chastain with a block. Crafton tried to check up in time, but he couldn't do it. Got right into his left rear. Chastain was definitely a little squirrely. Still loose, getting off into turn 3 now. Crafton gets right back underneath him. Doing pretty good tonight, Darren. Thanks for asking. Man, Brett Moffitt is just not going. Oh, my goodness. Crafton just runs right back into Chastain again. He's trying to get Moffitt out of the way right now. Moffitt is holding both of these guys up. Crafton wasn't trying to run into the back of him, but while he's trying to pass Chastain, he's already on the inside of him. And now he will get around Moffitt, but Rafael Lassard got shot out of a cannon. He gets to the inside to get around Moffitt, as well as Christian Eckes and Matt Crafton in the very next corner. A back and forth action here inside the top 10 early on. Comers and goers through the top 10, that's for sure. Remember, only a 200-lap race tonight at Martinsville. Race is going to fly by in the blink of an eye. Lap traffic has already been a factor for some of the top 5. Now, further back into the top 10, there's a lot more lap traffic where it came from. Crafton's on the outside, ran a little too high there. Ross Chastain's going to get under. Big move by Crafton to block him, as well get to the inside of Christian Eckes going into 3 and 4. An aggressive move by Crafton, but he pulled it off cleanly. Using Mike Harmon as a pick to get by Eckes now into 7th. You can really see the tire smoke when Crafton's starting to break going into these corners. These guys check up so much going into the corners. And again, Crafton into the back of Sheldon Creed that time. Majority of it's the lap cars, but even the lead lap cars have been checking up quite a bit majority of the time. Oh, wow, Crafton. That's what I mean, though. He's just so tight on corner entry, but he's too loose on corner exit. He's down to 40 miles an hour trying to slow the truck up in the corners, and he still runs into the back of these guys. I mean, you just can't even roll into the corner any easier than that. Angela Ruck's kind of holding up the inside. That's part of it. Tyler Hill is holding up the outside lane. Lassard is going to be able to get to the outside of Angela Ruck. Jennifer Jo Cobb now in his way. Crafton to the inside. 3 wide, splitting the lap truck of Angela Ruck now. Crafton trying to make a pass for 4th place on Raphael Lassard. Both the KBM trucks looking really good early on. No sign of Herbst right now at least, but Eckes and Harrison Burton does not drive the 18 anymore. Christian Eckes and Raphael Lassard doing a really good job early on. Creed closing back up on Crafton. There's a hang on here, 24 to go in stage 1. Already 11 likes here today. Thanks everybody for hitting that like button. Oh, wow, truck up in smoke. Clay Greenfield, car scattered down the back straightaway, but Greenfield is at least on the inside, out of the way there. And we stay green here at Martinsville. Johnny Sutter's over half a track ahead of 4th place already, and we're only not even 30 laps into the race. That's insane. Fastest truck on the racetrack right now. Looking for the stage 1 victory and to be that much closer to locking himself into the championship 4. Again, doesn't need a win. Bill Sauter looks for his 3rd win of the season tonight. Him and Crafton have been the 2 best drivers all season long. Crafton is ahead of Sauter, but Sauter might be able to get a little bit more momentum here tonight. Will the victory. And you never know what could happen in the final stage as well. Maybe Sauter DNFs. So it's crucial for him to get all these stage points just in case. Because yes, he's 30 points above the cutoff line. That's a half race worth of points. But no guarantee. So this is an important stage win if he can get it. Stuart Friesen in 2nd place as well. Running really, really good. Friesen qualified poorly. Remember, he was outside the top 10 at the start of the race. And boy, he got up through the field really quickly as well, and you almost wonder if he's running down Sauter. As a about 2.5 seconds behind him currently. But for starting further back in the pack, I think Friesen might even have the faster truck. And that's Sauter. Friesen came in 12 points above the cutoff line, and he was the 4th and final seed as well. Clay Greenfield, by the way, is back on the racetrack, so what looked like it was an engine issue, it was actually a tire failure, but no real damage it looks like on that truck. They got it pretty well repaired. He is multiple laps down already. He was already at the rear of the field as it was. But no matter what happened this season, we knew Clay Greenfield at least got that one and only victory in the season opener, nonetheless, at Daytona on fuel mileage. Way back when, at the start of the year, and although he missed the playoffs because he didn't finish in the top 20 in the point standings, at least Greenfield was able to get his first career win. And even in the Truck Series, definitely something he'll never forget. Crafton's only 7 seconds off the lead now. He's closing in on Sauter, but it has taken an awfully long time, almost the entire Stage 1 to try and do it. Oh, another truck up in smoke. This time it's Jason White. That was right in front of the lap truck of Tyler Ankrum as well, and Ankrum really had to check up down the back straightaway. Crafton gets by to the outside pretty easily there. 12 to go, Stage 1. Boy, Sauter's passed a lot of trucks. Evan Stewart, welcome to the stream. Wow, big drift off of 4 by Crafton. He lifted barely. And that truck was sliding. Now we'll see if Jason White can get that truck back on the racetrack as well, much like we saw from Greenfield in the opening laps when he seemed to have had a tire issue. And not sure if that was an engine or a tire exactly on White. He's still on pit road, and that truck is still up in smoke as well. That's definitely not a good sign. 10 laps to go in Stage 1, though, for Johnny Sauter. He's led every lap so far tonight. Caution free up to this point in the race as well. I think the interval is just going to continue to increase and decrease quite a bit. It's just really going to depend on the lap traffic here tonight and how heavy it's going to be. Crafted into the back of Natalie Decker. That's not going to help him. Oh boy. That was a pretty big slide too. Just imagine if the final stage goes caution free. That's 100 laps worth, and I think these guys can make it on fuel and tires the entire stage as well. Crafton's already driving on ice at the end of Stage 1. He tries to hang on to it. Still 7 seconds off the lead with 5 to go in the stage. Still 4 seconds behind John Hunter Nemechek. That really hasn't changed over the last dozen laps or so. And he's still about 2 seconds ahead of Christian Eckes in 5th. There is a battle for the lead right now. Friesen has caught Johnny Sauter. And he passes him. Friesen leads his first lap of the night at the line, but Sauter's going to get him back into 1 and 2. 3 laps to go in stage 1 as a battle for the stage win. Both in the playoffs looking for every point they can possibly get. One driver we have not really seen much of tonight is Todd Gillan. He was 18 points above the cutoff line coming into the race. And I believe he's a lap down already, too. We can see his truck up there, and he's definitely not in the top 5, so. Looks like Todd Gillan's in 18th here in stage 1. 1 lap down already in tonight's race. Grant Enfinger also a lap down, though he was already below the cutoff line. Final lap of stage 1. As Johnny Sauter and Stuart Friesen continue to battle. Who will win the opening stage? Off of turn 4, green-white, checkered flag in the air, drag race to the line. Johnny Sauter will win stage 1, followed by Friesen and Crafton. Sorry, Friesen, Crafton, then Nemechek. Let me repeat that. Johnny Sauter wins stage 1, followed by Friesen, Nemechek, Crafton, Eckes. And then Lassard, Chastain, Creed, Majeski, and Hill round out the top 10. Caution-free stage 1, Sauter barely able to hold off Friesen, who did get 1 lap led in that stage, and it doesn't look like anybody's going to pit right now. Matt Crafton's going to hit pit road. Four fresh tires, 3 seconds worth of damage. He'll repair that as well. Not going to make any adjustments, though. But he'll take the fresh tires going into stage 2 if nobody else will. He'll restart 11, so he's only going to drop back 7 spots. Sauter winning the stage is going to remain the race leader on the restart. And the free pass is going to go to Ben Rhodes under the caution. I should say the stage break. And green flag back in the air. Oh boy. Hill, a little bump and run to Crafton after Crafton makes a pass on the restart on Majeski. Oh, Chastain right into the back of Creed, trying to move him out of the way now. Nemechek got a great restart. Passing Friesen, he's up to second. He's all over the back bumper of Sauter. Crafton trying to hang on the outside. He's got the fresher tires, so we'll try to see if Crafton can work his way through the field, but he's got to get back to the bottom. And he does, to the inside of Hill. And right back in front of the 45 of Majeski. On the stock car, you put me on the pit crew. Big inspiration for dirt races. Well, I appreciate that, Darren. NASCAR is definitely my passion, but I know my racing roots obviously has a lot to do with dirt racing too, and although I don't really keep up with it as much as what I did when I was younger, I still somewhat do. I wanted to go to my local dirt tracks more last year, but I didn't because of COVID. Just gonna try to at least go to a couple races because it's been a few years since I've been there. Pretty much since I started traveling to NASCAR races, I haven't really gone back to the local dirt track in a while. Like I said, it's been about 2 or 3 years. A little wide off of turn 2 that time for Crafton. I think that's the first time he's brushed the wall all day. Trying to get around. Ross Chastain self-clears him off of turn 4 for 6th. Crafton is a man on a mission right now with these fresh tires. Not wanting to waste any time at all. He knows how fast those top 3 trucks are tonight. He finished 4th in stage 1. He just couldn't touch the top 3. We're the same top 3 right now. Sauter, Nemechek, and Friesen, though it was Friesen finished second and Nemechek finished third in the last stage. XY Games, welcome to the stream. It was pretty good, for the most part. I was actually, I guess I didn't state, I almost forgot about it already, but earlier this morning when I woke up and, I was going to leave for work, I started my car, and I guess I must have accidentally hit the lock button. So I hit the lock button, and I was locked out of my car with the car running, but my fob wasn't working. I still had my fob on me, and I was pressing unlock, and it wasn't unlocking. So I have to likely get a new battery for my key fob on my car, because that doesn't work. I mean, I can still lock my car as long as I have my actual keys on me. I could just use the key in the door to at least unlock it for now, but until I get another battery. It was like a freak thing. It was like, whoa, why isn't this working? Why is my car unlocking? So I had to call our local police at what was it, at the time of calling them, just before 5 o'clock in the morning. Got there, and I was 25 minutes late to work. I start my new job next week. Like I said, I start at the Home Depot distribution next week, so I didn't mean any disrespect by showing up late today, but at the same time, too, I don't care how many points I get these next 2 to 3 days. So I'll be out of there on Friday. I guess 3 to 4 days, but still. We could get to 25 likes. If we set the record on a truck race by getting more than 20... No, we had 27, wasn't it? I think we had 27 likes in one stream about a week ago or so for the... Or no, it was last week. Texas Cup race on Heat 5. I'll tell you what, even with these fresher tires, Crafton's in 6th place right now, but he cannot for the life of him get around Sheldon Creed. Tires are helping with the grip, but for whatever reason, despite having 50-lap fresher tires, he's not really running through this field. And now, Christian Eckes with the bump and run going to get around him. That has been the way to make passes today at Martinsville. A lot of drivers have been putting the bump and run to Crafton. Crafton's been putting on a lot of other drivers as he crosses over Eckes and gets right back around him in 3 and 4. Tim Irvin, welcome to the stream. Should join the mill. No, thank you. I am not cut out for war. Am I athletic? Yes. But I don't have the mental stability to be in a at-war state of mind. I don't even hunt. There's a reason I don't even hunt. I couldn't even shoot an animal, let alone a person. No way. Obviously, if I had to, but still. Oh, man. Crafton sent it into 3 and 4, trying to get around Creed that way. Fogelman was in the way. He took it 3 wide. He did rub up against the side of Fogelman. Not too heavily, at least. Talk show host. It'd be cool if I could get a... I don't want to leak that information now, I guess. We'll wait on that. Because it is channel related. I'd like to start something new up by the time NASCAR season starts, but... I'll keep it hush-hush for now. Johnny Sauter finally got through that big, heavy line of lap traffic. Crafton's still working through it. He's 4 seconds off the race lead. He's about 6 seconds off the lead at the end of stage 1. Nice, Tim. Yeah, the military's like never interested me as far as myself going. I kind of have my passions, you know, like I really want to become a commentator or be involved in NASCAR in some capacity is my dream, and I'm going to strive every day, as you can see here, simply by just being on the channel, and then obviously more in the future as well, but to try and get involved. But this is just the start. We're doing these realistic broadcasts of these full race live streams. XX Games, welcome to the stream. Snow is in the thumbnail. Yes, it is January. We're at Martinsville. I saw that picture and I was like, that's got to be the thumbnail for the Martinsville NASCAR Heat 5 races, because we are racing in the middle of January. Be a crew chief. I don't know enough about like the actual cars themselves to be able to do that. Like, I could probably make like strategy calls, but as far as like trying to get a setup right for a race car for a race weekend, I wouldn't be any good at that. That's why I raced. Like, I raced, and my dad would be working on my quarter midget or my go-kart, depending on what it was. I would do the little things, like I would, you know, change the oil and put fuel in it, and, you know, wash the tires off, because I raced on dirt, so I had to do that too. Scrape the car off. That's about all. That's about all I was good for as far as like the mechanical side of things. I let them deal with the engine and everything. Well, I did change gears from time to time too, towards the end there. I was learning how to do that, but like I did not want to touch the engine at all. Like that is not my business. I'm always worried I'd screw something up and I wouldn't find out till I got on the racetrack and the engine would just go poof, and I'd be like, well, there goes a couple $1,000. Yeah, no thanks. I'm slowly starting to believe it more and more, Tim, as far as the Dirt Bristol race, but until I actually see cars on the track for practice that weekend, I am not gonna... Well, they'll probably have like a single... Well, see, for that race, they should really have practice multiple days, honestly. Especially with a large portion of the drivers not having dirt experience, but especially in a stock car. None of them do in a stock car, so might as well... That'd be the smart thing to do, would have like 2 days of testing before the race, but, or at least one full day of testing before the race for practice. Yeah, well, we never really like had to change the brakes, so, or like the brake line. There might have been like one time. And this is from like age 8 to 19 I raced. So like maybe one time where like I went into a corner without any brakes, so I had to like spin the I think it was when I was in quarter midgets when it happened. I had the wherewithal that, oh, I don't have brakes, so I just like went in hot and spun it out and hope I didn't barrel roll it. Luckily I didn't barrel roll it, just spun right around. Maybe it wasn't it might not have been the wisest thing, but it worked out perfectly fine. I could open wheel like that. I mean, there was nobody around me when I did it, because it was actually in, I think it was in hot laps when it happened too. It's like, I don't have brakes. Talk about like a heart-sinking moment. I have this wild story. I guess I'll tell it real quick. We have enough time. I have a wild story. When I was in the 1 year I raced rage karts in between quarter midgets and going into go-karts, into adult classes, because I grew out. I was too tall for my quarter midget middle of the season. And caution's out for the first time today. Hold on, we'll go back to that story later. Caution's out for the first time today off of turn 2. I think Zane Smith has crashed And we are going to have a battle to the end of Stage 2 all of a sudden now, as we had about 12 to go. Andrew Hollenbach, Brace football team, welcome to the stream. Yeah, for sure. XX Games, exactly. Anybody that's got dirt experience, any little bit of experience is going to matter that much more than drivers that don't have any experience at all. Grafton staying out of the pits here. Lassard gains 3 spots on pit road. What a stop by him and his crew. Crafton leads the field to the green. He wants to try and win stage number 2. 9 laps to go. He's on older tires, but he's got the track position. Can he do it? Beating Lassard back to the gas and clearing him off of turn 2. Sauter to the inside of Lassard himself now. Crafton just trying to protect and hold the bottom as much as he can. These are the first laps Crafton has led all day long. And again, that was the first caution we've had for incident all night as well. Don't really have much interest in F1. I've only watched 2 races from start to finish, and that was the... they were both in 2018, or no, they were both 2019. It was Monaco. I watched in 2019 from start to finish, and I watched the U.S. Grand Prix at COTA in 2019 as well. I didn't have much interest going into it, but I did stick it out, watch it from start to finish. And it's just, I mean, it's like a time trial. It's like an open time trial. Very rarely you're going to see a winner come from outside the top 2 or 3 positions. Like the car, I feel like the cars matter so much more than the drivers. And it's kind of like that with all racing nowadays. But with F1, it's more prominent than what you would see in IndyCar and NASCAR even. Talent matters to get into the ride for sure, but at the same time too, I mean, there's a reason why Mercedes has been as dominant as they have been the last couple years. Credit to Matt Crafton right now, and also credit to Johnny Sauter for racing his teammate clean. We are coming to 3 laps to go in the stage. Crafton is on about 30 to 40 lap older tires, and he is hanging on to the lead here at Martinsville. But will Sauter get desperate and try to use the bumper one of these times? And Sauter is going to lose his spot. Ben Rhodes to the inside for second, underneath his teammate. Crafton goes a little wide, and here comes Rhodes to the inside for the lead. 2 to go in the stage. Ben Rhodes wants the lead. Friesen to second. Crafton slides off of turn 2. He's going to let Friesen go and drop in line behind him. And he accidentally puts the bumper to him now. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go in stage 2 for Ben Rhodes. Friesen is right there in second. Crafton having a hard time holding on with these older tires. Ty Majeski is looking for third. Will Friesen be able to make the pass in the final corner on Rhodes? Crafton a little wide again. He's going to lose 1, maybe 2 spots at the line. Bumper to bumper at the line, as well as Ben Rhodes will win stage 2. Followed by Stuart Friesen, Ty Majeski, Matt Crafton, and Nemechek the top 5. Sauter fell all the way back to 7th. Chastain, Lassard, Creed the top 10. Grant Enfinger will get the free pass at the stage break. So we are at the halfway mark now. Crafton will pit. His second pit stop of the day. That will restart him back in 13th, it looks like. So as far as the points go, the only drivers that were below the cutoff line to even get any sort of points that last stage, and really both stages combined, I believe, was Austin Hill. Yeah. Checking just to make sure. Sauter well above the cutoff line. He scored a lot of points. Friesen came in 12 points above the cutoff line, but he scored a lot of stage points here tonight. As far as the drivers below the cutoff line, the only one that has gotten stage points below the cutoff line tonight was Brett Moffitt in stage 1, and Austin Hills only got 2 stage points all night. And Austin Hill was 29 back, and Moffitt was 44 back, so that's not even going to be enough for them, with the driver 18 points above the cutoff line and 15th right now, despite no stage points for the 38 of Todd Gillan. So that's what we're looking at right now into the final stage. We might need to see a new winner below the cutoff line to get a spot in the championship 4, because as of right now, it doesn't look like the points are going to change unless we get a DNF by one of those drivers. Green flag in the air, stage 2 underway. Sorry, stage 3 underway. 97 laps to go to decide who will be in the championship 4, and quickly look at Gillan trying to gain spots. As many as he possibly can. We saw some newcomers leading laps for the first time today. Ben Rhodes only led 2 laps in the first half of the race, and it was the final 2 laps of the stage. Lise Moreland, welcome to the stream. 19 likes right now. Thanks for everybody hitting that like button. Our goal was 20 coming into the stream, but the record is 27. This has got to be a record for a truck race. Well, you have to... See, the thing is, you got to start somewhere. You're not going to be able to start in the Cup Series right away. I mean, let's be realistic here. Even if you've been broadcasting for a long time and you go into NASCAR, very, very rarely you see guys start off in the Cup Series. Unless they're, like, maybe a pit reporter. ARCA, K&N, well, obviously ARCA Menards, you know, East and West. I mean, that's a good place to start. Because obviously, if you can do good on those levels, there's a good chance that you can do well at a higher level in NASCAR. I mean, you're already right there as far as, like, television broadcasts. So. 20 likes. Thank you, everybody. 706 subs now, so thank you to whoever just subscribed. So we were at 705 coming into the night. Possibly in talks with the team. Nice, Andrew. So as much as we've seen Crafton struggle today, he's got about 9-lap fresher tires. That should make a little bit of a difference. Not much, but he is running 11th right now. It shows how much the track position really matters here today, because even Crafton on those 50-lap older tires was able to hold on to the lead for about 7 laps. Crafton got a great run. Austin Hill trying to block Crafton. Hill, presumably in a must-win situation now to try and get his way to the championship 4, but he has fallen outside the top 10 as Crafton will get around him for position. Yes, pretty much. Pretty much just NASCAR. It's the passion, it's the direction I want to go in, and obviously with it being the passion, I don't really have too many thoughts of doing anything else outside of NASCAR related. Especially with doing realistic broadcasts, because that's where I want to be able to go one day. Caution's out again, second time today with 87 laps to go. Mike Harmon has crashed off of turn 4. Heavy damage to the front of his race truck. Todd Gillan will get the free pass at 15th. Don't count him out of it. It's going to take a lot for... I mean, Austin Hill's in a situation where he's got to beat Gillan by 27 points. I think Hill would have the tiebreaker. So 26 points is what Austin Hill has to beat Todd Gillan by. It's going to be tough. He's basically going to need him to DNF, or obviously he's going to have to win himself, which isn't impossible. Crafton's going to hit pit road again. It's his third set of tires. He'll have one more set left that he can put on before the end of this race. Green flag back in the air. Crafton has to restart on the outside at 14th. He did not take off on the restart. It's the second restart in a row he hasn't taken off on. Only 2 cautions by Martinsville standards. Not bad, but we have seen some beating and banging here tonight for position. Pretty frequently, too. 3 wide goes Crafton to the inside. He'll make a couple passes. Grant Enfinger also in a must-win situation. But as far as must-win situations for drivers in the top 10, Sheldon Creed's the only one of those drivers that are in position. And he was running in the top 5 for a large part of Stage 1 and Stage 2, but he has not been that great here in this final stage yet. Oh, contact! Crafton loose on the curbing. He's in the wall even. Moffitt really had to check up. He got stuffed 3 wide in the middle down the front straightaway. But again, we stay green. Ben Rhodes leads this race looking for his first win of the season. Yes, thanks for sticking around there, XX Games. Crafton gave up a couple positions on the restart by trying to take a little bit fresher tires, and so far that hasn't really panned out for him. He will get back around Hill for 11th, but he was running 10th when the caution came out. It's going to take a lot for him to win tonight. He just really hasn't shown race-winning speed at all, really. The only time he led laps again was by pit strategy and holding on to that track position for about 7 laps before he lost the lead at the end of Stage 2. Oh, man. Crafton hit that curbing. That just sent him really tight off of turn 4. Yeah, Andrew, you've definitely been around for a while. I know Cap, formerly known as Cold, he's been here for a long time too. He's been here since towards the beginning also. I think he was here right around 100 subs if I'm not mistaken too. I hope it's one of those things where we have all these people like 4 or 5 years, you know, from now even, like, looking back, like, oh, I've been here since 2020, and it's like 2024, 2025. That'd be really cool. That is the support going above and beyond at that point. Crafton trying to make more passes. He'll get around Sheldon Creed cleanly through turns 1 and 2. He's trying to pass clean all night. It just obviously hasn't worked out. Boy, John Hunter Nemechek is really struggling in traffic. He was in the top 3 pretty much the entire way through Stage 1 and most of the way through Stage 2 up until that late caution with about 12 to go in the stage. no. Crafton into the back of Majeski. Everybody running that defensive line. Everybody's running the bottom about a couple car lengths before they even get into the braking zone, into the corners, which is making it even tougher to pass, especially without using the bumper, and that's why we've seen the bumper be used so many times tonight. That curbing is either getting Crafton's truck extremely loose or extremely tight, no in between. There is heavy lap traffic, meanwhile, right around the race leaders, starting with Ben Rhodes, obviously at the front of the field right now. It's shaping up to be a really solid race. Has been pretty fun all the way up until this point. Next full race live stream will be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time once again. We'll be racing at Martinsville again on NASCAR Heat 5 Xfinity Series penultimate race. Final race of the round of 8. On the channel, second to last race of the Xfinity Series season. Harrison Burton, Dale Jr. already locked into the championship 4. Who will be the other two drivers to do the same? Here tonight. As of right now, it's looking pretty good for Gillan, Friesen, and Sauter to point their way in here tonight if things keep going the way they are. Crafton's already in, virtue of a win in the round at Kansas. Big run into turn 3 to the back of the 8 truck now of John Hunter Nemechek. That actually shot Nemechek a lot further out ahead of him. It checked up initially because of the heavy lap traffic. Shout out to Jordan Anderson, by the way, running in 6th place. Kind of came out of nowhere here in Stage 3. Crafton to the inside of Jennifer Jo Cobb. Going to use her as a pick to get around John Hunter Nemechek for 8th. So Crafton's trying to move through the field. 64 to go. That's not a lot of time by Martinsville standards. Maybe about 20 minutes or so left in this race. So he's got to go. Crafton almost gave up the bottom. He does beat Majeski back to the gas, who was also able to get by Nemechek, and Nemechek back to 10th. Crafton running a little higher on corner entry, trying to help that corner exit. It's risky, though, with Majeski running that close behind him. And look at the pack of lap traffic. Christian Eckes is now battling for the lead for the first time tonight. He's been in the top 5 most of the race, but he hasn't led a lap yet, as he is trying desperately to get around Ben Rhodes. And now we got a truck up in smoke. Center of the corner, Christian Eckes. Problems with the driver battling for the lead. He has the tire going down. And that's our 3rd caution of the race with 62 laps to go. So Rhodes was in the lead at the time of the caution. Eckes was in 2nd, basically to the inside of Rhodes, though. And it looks like Christian Eckes is blowing a tire. Crafton is not going to pit this time. He noticed that the tires really aren't paying as much of a factor as track position. Zane Smith will get the free pass in 16th, and everybody will be bunched back together. We'll have a restart with about 58 laps to go here tonight. This is setting up for a wild one once again. Could this be the race of the week? So far, that Texas Xfinity race last night is the race of the week. But we still got a few more races left this week to try and top that. Green flag back in the air. Big run to the inside. Crafton stuffs his way underneath Lassard, as well as Jordan Anderson to get to 4th. A desperation move on the restart. Crafton now to the inside of Johnny Sauter for 3rd. Crafton Contact with Sauter, trying to clear him. And he does clear him. Matt Kraft in the third. Even on his teammate a desperation move. What a restart by John Hunter, who started in ninth. And he's going for fourth on Johnny. And he's got it too. Rhodes has led every lap of stage 3 so far. Eck has put up a fight. Now we'll see if Friesen can put up a fight. And not on pit strategy this time, but Matt Crafton is rolling. Also want to state that Christian Eckes has fresher tires, as he was able to repair that truck, though he had to restart back in 15th. Tim Lambert, welcome to the stream. I don't know if I will try for a Pro League Series, because you need I'm not really that good with the custom setups, especially to race online with custom setups. That would be my downfall. That's why I don't go too drastic with the custom setups here, and it works for a full race, because I can usually get the longer on speed, but that's not going to really do well in an online race with other people that are skilled. So I'm good against the AI. I don't know necessarily about online when it goes to custom setup versus custom setup. It would definitely take a while to actually practice to get used to it. But that's not really the direction I want to head either, so. We do these races for entertainment purposes, obviously, but also to kind of further along and practice and better my broadcasting abilities along the way. 11 people watching right now. 50 laps to go at Martinsville, this time by Rhodes leads, followed by Friesen, Crafton, Nemechek, and Sauter. Friesen has been so close to that back bumper of the 99 the last couple laps. Again, if you're just tuning in, we've had 3 cautions total tonight. And make that 4. Cautions out with 50 laps to go at the rear of the field. Looks like somebody might have blown an engine. Brett Moffitt will get the free pass in 17th. Jason White, Mike Harmon, the only 2 drivers out of the race so far. I'm not sure who that was at the back of the pack that blew an engine, but somebody's going to be done for the day as well as those other 2 who are already done for the day. We'll have 46 laps to go in the restart. Rhodes leads this race. Not by much. It is going to be getting down to it here in this one. Cautions definitely breeding cautions late. Drivers who are in a must-win situation. Austin Hill in 7th. Sheldon Creed outside the top 10. Enfinger outside the top 10. And Moffitt all outside the top 10. Green flag back in the air. Not a great restart again. Crafton struggled a majority of the restarts just trying to get through the gears tonight. But he's on the inside of Friesen. The advantage with restarting on the bottom. Crafton drives it in deep into turn 3. Up the racetrack. Contact with Friesen. Crafton really drove that truck in there hard. Clear. Crafton to second. Got to take every spot he can get. And now he tries to close on his teammate for the lead. Austin Hill in a must-win dire situation is in position. He's up to 4th. Don't count him out of it. Friesen trying to do everything he can to protect him from winning, though Friesen is currently ahead of Gillan. If Hill wins this race, Todd Gillan will be the driver eliminated. And not Friesen, as long as Friesen can at least finish a couple spots within Todd Gillan. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Have you on the Bluetooth radio? Nice. Got that surround sound. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in this race today. Crafton just hasn't had that kind of speed unless he's got the track position at the front of the field. Hill's kind of holding everybody up from fourth on back, it looks like. Crafton's still got one set of tires left the rest of the way. If he does so choose to take the tires, I don't see anybody else pitting the rest of the day unless they have a problem. It has been a track position kind of a race today at Martinsville. He's playing it on the Bluetooth radio. It probably sounds like an actual radio broadcast. Well, if there was only one commentator for a radio broadcast. Rhodes is pulling away. Crafton's got to be holding up Stuart Friesen these last couple laps. Friesen looks low. Crafton cuts him off in the center of the corner. Crafton really got a good corner exit. He's been working that a little bit higher entry to the corner. The problem is when he's got somebody directly behind him, it's really hard for him to hold that line without allowing him to give up the spot. And as he does it again right there, Friesen is going to get under him off of turn 2. Again, though, Crafton gets the drive off. Trying to outbrake him, but he couldn't do it. Crafton really locked up the front tires into the braking zone in turn 3. And Friesen is back to second place again. Ty Majeski up to 4th. Christian Eckes, freshest tires in the field for Eckes, is back to 5th. We'll have to look out for him to the end of the race if he gets a run towards the front. Lap traffic about to come into play here within a lap or two. Just in front of the race leader, Rhodes, who's got about a 1.5 second lead on Friesen and about 2 seconds back to Matt Crafton. Friesen passed him clean. Crafton just kind of wheel hopped it going into 3, and he was already on the outside. And that was the dangers with running that higher line. He did it 2 laps in a row, didn't have an issue with him, but that 3rd lap was just one too many, and Friesen got under him, and now Friesen is really closing in on Rhodes. Rhodes has been having to take the outside lane all of a sudden. Just 33 laps left. Friesen had to go around the top side as well as he's just following Rhodes around those lap trucks. Crafton less than 2 seconds off the lead. There is a huge, and I mean huge, line of lap traffic right in front of the 2 leaders. It is going to take them a couple handful of laps to get through. But then once you get through that pack of lap traffic, it's pretty smooth running for about a quarter of a lap, if not a half of a lap. Wow, Crafton. These older tires not paying dividends for him right now. Angela Ruck kind of in his way there. Crafton hard into turn 3 to the inside of Jennifer Joe Cobb. He has gained a lot of ground on Stuart Friesen. He's still about 2 seconds off the lead from Ben Rhodes, though. If you get an opportunity to take the lead, you got to go for it. You never know when any opportunity could be your last this late in a race. Tanner Gray holding up Crafton now. Look at Friesen, 3 wide for the lead goes Stuart Friesen. Through turns 1 and 2, he split the lap truck of Austin Wayne Self in the middle. Rhodes is on the outside behind a huge line of lap traffic, and Stuart Friesen has just taken the lead at Martinsville late in the going. Rhodes finally gets back to the inside, but now it's Friesen stuck on the outside of the racetrack. Crafton is closing the gap behind both of them. Crafton drove it in a little too deep, though, into turn 3. Friesen's rolling around the outside again. Rhodes has nowhere to go right now. Big run. Crafton to the inside of Rhodes for second. He's got the spot. Moffitt just went a lap down again. He's been stuck in traffic. Rhodes puts the bumper back to Crafton. And Rhodes back to second place with 26 to go. And Crafton just drills his teammate back out of the way again and trapping him behind the lap truck of the 26. Friesen on the outside. Crafton goes high. He just doesn't have the grip and the tires to run that outer lane. Just doesn't seem to be the way to go tonight. Friesen is all clear. Outside might have been the wrong lane here for Crafton. He's back to the bottom. Moffitt lets him in. But he's already fallen right back to third, and Friesen, with clean room ahead of him to roam, has about a 2-second lead over Ben Rhodes. Crafton just trying to keep pace with Rhodes. I'm sure the lap traffic's not done. It may be done for now. And Friesen's got a faster truck than both the 88 and the 99. It's going to be tough for those guys to catch up. John Hunter Nemechek, he's back to battling for fourth. Crafton got really loose off of 4. He loses a ton of ground there. Broken Jr., welcome to the stream. Good job on 700 subs. Thanks, man. Couldn't have done it without you and the support of every other one of the 700 people that have subscribed. That's for sure. $22 likes right now as well. We're only 5 away from the record. Not impossible to beat it. I did not think we would ever do that in a truck race, to be completely honest. 20 to go. And yes, indeed, Andrew, this truck is mad loose here on the longer run. But these tires are really, really old. Crafton's not been on this old of tires all night long. About 60 to 70 lap old tires. He's just getting a little bit slower as this run carries on. He's really good in the middle of the run. It seems like he's slow at the start because he's too tight. And then it frees up, and it's got that perfect moment for about 10 to 20 laps. Then it gets too loose after a while. And Crafton's just trying to hang on right now. 18 to go, and he's probably praying for another caution. Stuart Friesen with a win will advance to the Championship 4. He doesn't necessarily need the win to advance, but that would be his way in advancing. Even if Ben Rhodes or anybody else gets around him, as long as it's not somebody below the cutoff line, he'll be fine. And honestly, even if he finishes second or third, Gillan scoring 0 stage points tonight would be the driver eliminated anyway. Hill was up as high as 4th and battling for 3rd there at the beginning of the last restart with just less than 60 to go. He has fallen outside the top 5 for a while now. Sauter's actually back into 5th. Crafton's about 5 seconds off the lead from Friesen, and already almost 3 seconds back of Rhodes. Rhodes is about 2 seconds off the lead, and Friesen really doesn't have any lap traffic anywhere near him right now. $15 to go. The problem, though, if a caution comes out, for Crafton's sake, is that everybody would be packed together again. We might have a battle for the lead. Hang on. Ben Rhodes is only about a half a second all of a sudden behind Stuart Friesen. But I think Friesen finally got through that line of lap traffic because he was about 5 seconds ahead of Crafton. And now he's only about 3 to 3.5 seconds ahead of him. $13 to go. There is a huge line of lap traffic once again right around the leaders. And Ben Rhodes is all over the back of the 52 truck looking for the lead. Oh, Fogelman in the way of Crafton through 3 and 4. It's not good for Crafton. He's 2.5 seconds off the lead. Trying to drive it hard. Friesen looking to the outside. Rhodes on the inside. Contact with the lap truck further back. Crafton and Fogelman not having their ways with one another. And Ben Rhodes is to the inside of the race leader. Don't count Nemechek out of it. 2.5 seconds behind Crafton, so he's about 5 seconds off the lead. But if this lap traffic stays the way it is, we've got a race to the finish. 2 seconds back now is Crafton. He's got to go, though. How much longer is this lap traffic going to hold him up? The problem is, the lap traffic is side by side right in front of the leader, so there's just nowhere for them to go right now. 10 laps left at Martinsville. We might have a 50-lap green flag run to the end, too. And only 4 cautions in a truck race at Martinsville. That's insane of itself. If we stay green to the end, that is. Crafton knows he can't pass on the top. He'll get to the inside of Gustine off of turn 4. Friesen finally starting to gain ground. He's still got 2 lap trucks side by side right in front of him. Crafton to the inside of Rhodes for second. Slides it off of turn 2. Oh man, right into the back of Enfinger. That's not going to do anything. Not anything good, at least. Crafton sends it. He actually got around Enfinger clean. He definitely pinched him all over the back of Gillan as well. Crafton just can't get the power down on corner X with how loose his race truck is. Nemechek, Sauter are right there. The top 5 are within about a second of the lead. With 6.5 laps to go at Martinsville, lap traffic being a huge, huge factor. 3 wide for the lead off of turn 4. Rhodes tries to go to the middle. Crafton slides on the bottom. Friesen tries to hold the outside. I mean, Crafton is just beating the back bumper of the 38 of Todd Gillan. Corner after corner. Now he gets to his inside, hugging the curbing. Friesen on the outside still, trying to split the lap truck of Gillan. 5 laps to go here at Martinsville. Contact with Gillan now. Friesen is doing a very good job on the outside. Ooh. Zane Smith, Stuart Friesen, they bounce off one another going into turn 3. Contact with Zane Smith and Matt Crafton. 4 laps to go. They're getting through most of the traffic. It's going to be a race to get through the lap traffic right now, though. They just keep splitting these guys 3 wide. Crafton, again 3 wide to the bottom. This time Friesen's trapped. Big pass. Matt Crafton to the lead with 3 to go. Friesen still stuck on the outside. Crafton's clear of Cobb. Free traffic to roll now ahead of Crafton. What a move. Friesen trying to hang on to second. Rhodes still further back. 2 laps to go. Will they make it to the white? Will they make it to the checker? Crafton has broken out of the traffic for now. Does Friesen have a chance? Friesen finally got around Austin Hill. Friesen looks to the outside of Jesse Little off of turn 4. Can't get him there. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go for Matt Crafton. If he leads this final lap, he will have only led 10 laps all day long, including the final 3. After taking the lead through 3 and 4. Lap truck in the way still. Crafton gets the power down off of 4. Little still in the way of Friesen. Matt Crafton wins at Martinsville. What a comeback victory. Matt Crafton has just won here at Martinsville, leading only 10 laps all day long. Thought he needed a caution at the end of the race, but the lap traffic was so heavy. And we saw 3 wide battling for the lead. at the very end of the race. What a finish. And the engine's already cooked in the victory celebration for Crafton. What a race. What a finish. Even on a long 58 lap green flag run, we get a fantastic finish like that one. Crafton with the victory. Stuart Friesen second. Johnny Sauter, your Stage 1 winner, third. Ben Rhodes, who won Stage 2, finished fourth. Followed by Nemechek, rounding out the top 5. John Hunter, that is. Ty Majeski, Ross Chastain, Christian Eckes, Rafael Lessard, and Jordan Anderson round out the top 10. Your championship 4 is like this. Crafton, with 2 wins in the round at Martinsville in Kansas, advances on wins. And the 3 drivers advancing on points will be Stuart Friesen, Johnny Sauter. Yeah, okay, making sure nobody DNF'd. Stuart Friesen, Johnny Sauter, and Todd Gillan will barely hold on. Luckily, nobody else won because Gillan would not have been able to stay ahead of Friesen in points. So even with a 14th place finish for Gillan and no stage points today, his 18-point buffer coming into the day is going to be good enough because guys below the cutoff line didn't score more than 3 stage points, and Austin Hill only beat him by 1 position as well. Sheldon Creed only beat him by 3 positions, so pretty easily there. Not much math to do on my behalf. So the championship 4, again, Matt Crafton, Stuart Friesen, Johnny Sauter, and Todd Gillan when we go into Phoenix on Monday night. And there's a look at it. Hey, look at that. So I had to do the points myself. Those points are not accurate, but it is the same championship 4 at the end. I'm surprised that actually happened. There's Matt Crafton in victory lane. What a win here today at Martinsville. And just what a race in general. Really good race. There's some beating and banging, but there wasn't many wrecks either that went along with it. It wasn't like guys were dumping each other, so that's what you like to see. That's short track racing at its finest. Sauter had the fastest lap, 20.522. And Sauter led the most laps today as well, led 90 of the 200 laps. Again, Crafton only led 10 laps today, but he gets the win. Rhodes didn't lead many, but he won Stage 2 as well. Well, I guess he led a decent amount in Stage 3. Probably led the second most laps because of it. But that is going to do it here for this one. Like, share, but most importantly, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Hit the like. Okay. So subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We do these full race live streams with a realistic broadcast every day. Also hit the like button. It helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. You guys did a great job of doing that tonight. 23 likes at the end of the stream. Thank you, everybody, for doing that. And thanks for sticking around to the end. We had a fantastic race at Martinsville. More Martinsville action tomorrow on the channel on NASCAR Heat 5. Xfinity Series final race of the round of 8 will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So same start time as what it was tonight. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you tomorrow at 8.